Part 1, definitions and abbreviations. We need to know some terminology. Guys, the number one issue that most people have with aviation is that the guys that set aviation up, they loved English. So they use these giant ass words and they use a lot of them. I want you to take this whole thing and put it into 3 small sentences. That is how you guys are going to learn for aviation, okay? Right now you need to cram, pass, forget, so you just have to study this nonsense. But once you've passed and you can forget it, that's when you start learning, okay? How do you learn? Are you going to learn by reading an accident means an occurrence associated with the operation of an aircraft? Guys, my head is not even keeping up with that. What you need to do is take anything you read and put it into your own understanding terms. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, we're going to do it now. We're going to break it down. An accident does mean a whole bunch of stuff. But ultimately, it means 3 things. Number 1, an accident has to involve damage to property or to the drone. Number 1. Number 2, an accident has to involve something of injury or fatality. Okay. And number 3, an accident needs to be where the drone is not able to be accessed anymore. All right. Those are the only 3 parameters that really make an accident. Okay. So again, number 1, if your drone or if property is damaged. Number 2, okay, yeah, I'll take that down. Okay, number 2 is if someone or something is injured or killed. Okay, animals included. A lot of people have bird strikes. It's a lot more common than you think. They have a bird strike and they just do nothing about it. But no, that's an accident. Okay? And number 3, if your drone essentially ceases to exist anymore. Now what that means is if you fly it over the ocean and then it goes into the bottom of the ocean, are you going to send a rescue squad to go and achieve your drone? No, you're not. Okay, you're going to call that drone it ceases to exist anymore. Okay, it now belongs to the ocean floor. Okay, that's first example. Second example would be if your drone burns up to the point where it actually doesn't exist anymore. Okay, and number 3 would be if you actually lose your drone where you don't know where it's gone and you actually can't find it anymore. Okay, that would be your 3 examples of that third accident situation. Okay. Boom shaka. What do you do in an accident? Within 24 hours, you report it to the CAA. Nobody else. Okay? The regulations stipulate that you can report it to a commanding officer of the SAPs, or you can report it to an investigator on behalf of CAA. No. Just report it to CAA. Okay? Why? Because let's get real, you can't rely on your SAPs. Some ROCs, some companies have really got dirty time on them because unfortunately they went and took their things to the SAPs and the SAPs were like, okay, we'll do it. And then meanwhile, 2 months later, they still hadn't done it. And it was supposed to be in 24 hours. Okay. Cool. And then for the other ones, there's just also other obvious reasons. Rather just go straight to the CAA. They're the ones that you should be dealing with anyways. Okay, cool. What is an incident, guys?
It's almost... so if I was to give an example...
Yeah.
If you drive through a red robot, you almost hit pedestrian. That would be an incident.
Yeah.
But if you hit that pedestrian, then it becomes an accident.
Damn right. Okay, I like the words that he's used there. It's an almost accident. Okay, it's where an accident is an incident where a consequence has resulted from that incident. In other words, an incident and an accident is this. It's a situation that you didn't want to have happen. That's what an accident and an incident is. The only difference is an accident is a situation where you didn't want it to happen and something happened as a result. An incident is where nothing happened as a result, but the potential for something happening was there. So, an accident would be, you see birds flying around you, you take your drone, you hit a bird. Accident. An incident would be, you see birds flying around you, you take your drone, you almost hit a bird. That's an incident. That's the difference between the two. Okay. Why do we need to record incidents if nothing happens?
To have preventative measures.
There you go. Damn right. Because, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't put preventative measures in place, for instance, if you know that you fly a certain field and there's trees that, or street lights that students always almost fly into, it's obviously, if you leave it, then an accident will happen.
Exactly
So
right.
you need to then put in measures in place to say, how do we then prevent this?
That's right. Incidents are recorded to let you know that there's a potential for an accident. That's literally why you record your incidents. Okay? If you're flying, let's say you have a tree, and you have an incident where you've crashed into this tree 10 times. Okay, what makes it an incident versus an accident? The fact is, our drones are robust. You crash in the tree, you pick it up, you shake it off, you test fly it flies perfectly fine. Okay, that's an incident. It's not an accident because there was no damage, there was no consequence. Okay, the consequence was that you delayed your flight time by 5 minutes because you crashed it and now you had to just put it together again. Okay, that is an incident. However, the accident would be you crashed the 11th time, it falls to the ground, and now there's a fire. Alright, that's an accident because you've produced, from the incident, you've produced an emergency situation. And that is where it becomes an accident. So the incident is there to say, wow man, we've crashed into this tree 10 times. Maybe it's high time that we cut this thing down. Okay, because then you prevent the possibility of an accident from that situation. Cool. Okay, we've then got your aerobatic flight. Aerobatic, do you all know what acrobatics is? Acrobats. Yeah, man. An acrobat is those people who can do flips and tricks and cartwheels and stuff like that. Okay, that's an acrobat. So you can kind of imagine what aerobatics is. It's where you take your drone and you make your drone do the flips and the tricks and the cartwheels, okay? That is what aerobatic flying is. What it says here, it is maneuvers intentionally performed by the PIC of an aircraft involving. Can you see why I'm ignoring all these definitions? Because they want to use big words, they want to make you really understand. But remember guys, this is a law document. It is a legal document. So they had to use English to the umpteenth level. They had to use English to the biggest capacity possible to avoid any form of loopholes or misunderstandings in court. Remember, this is not there to make us understand. This is there to make the CAA a formidable legal entity. If they had just said aerobatic flight is where your drone is doing cartwheels, okay? How many loopholes could you get from that? You can take that to the court and you can say, well, I wasn't doing cartwheels technically because I was actually just flying crazy like, but there was no cartwheels. So that's why they have to go into detail like this. All right. That's why I'm telling you guys, it's important that you take these terms and turn it into your own understanding, your own comprehension. Okay. But yes, essentially, aerobatic flight is where you're flying your aircraft at an abnormal attitudes and varying speeds and multiple different things like that. What is an aircraft attitude? It's like this. It's wherever your nose is facing, that is your attitude. So your nose of the aircraft being the front of the aircraft, if it's facing forwards, just flying like this, we call it straight and level attitude. This is a nose up attitude because it's going up. Nose down attitude. Okay, nose right, nose left. I think you guys get the picture.